Welcome back to the channel, folks, where today we look at the first in an introductory series for the beginner on hoverflies, or the family Syrphidae, otherwise known in America as flowerflies. Here in the UK we have approximately 280 species, making the topic something of an ornithology for Dipteras. So let's get started. Hoverflies are classic Batesian mimics, imitating the harmful signals depicted in bees and wasps, and they are very good at it. In the slides that you've been looking at, we show two examples. In the field and at a distance, the most obvious feature is that Diptera have 2 wings and Hymenoptera have 4. Other anatomical differences include bees have pollen baskets, hoverflies have none. The antennae on bees are long, and on hoverflies they are short. The eyes on bees are small, and they are large on hoverflies. And of course, bees have 4 wings and hoverflies have 2. The species that we are looking at today is known as Eristalis nemorum, commonly called the Striped Faced Dronefly, and also known in older text as Eristalis interuptus, and is a member of the family Syrphidae, or the Hoverflies. Our video segment shows a specimen in the field feeding on creeping thistle. Having watched the video, we have a little challenge for the beginner. We'd like you to identify whether the specimen is a male or female, and leave a comment in the description. We look at the striped face of this specimen, just visible in more detail. The wingspan of this fly is between 8¼ and 10½ millimeters. Its flight period runs between April and October and peaks between July and August. Let's look at a few key ID characteristics and features. With patience and good magnification, these features can be determined in the field. The most obvious feature is adults have a densely dusted face and a distinctive, clean, vertical black facial stripe. Specimens also have a distinct compact wing stigma with a square brownish mark. Males will frequently hover over females in the field looking for a partner. Other finer keying characteristics include the tarsi being extensively black, the arista being plumose in the basal half, and the hind femora being black in males. If you are struggling with anatomy and terminology, we urge you to look at the up and coming episode on all about hoverflies and introduction. In the meantime, here are a few loose slides which can be stopped at any point, detailing anatomy and terminology which may be useful in the process of keying. In the first 2 slides we include some general anatomy of the insect. In this slide, whilst it may appear chaotic, we show the ordered structure of wing cells and their notation. Finally, in these slides we look at the dimorphic characteristic of eye spacing, which can be used to determine the sex of the hoverfly. So let's take a very brief look at the life cycle of this particular hoverfly, which, like all insects, takes the form of an egg, larva, pupa and adult. The larvae of the Eristalis are interesting as they are adapted to live in low nutrient water, and the so-called rat tail is an adaptation of the insect's breathing tube or siphon, enabling it to live in the low nutrient substrate. The larvae in passing are contrasted to the Seraphinae, or the genus Syrphis, where the predaceous maggot-like larva has a voracious appetite for aphids. Finally, a brief insight into the habitat of nemorum. The adult habitat is streamsides, fen meadow and poorly drained pastures or damp or wet woodland margins. mindful that the larvae are aquatic with siphon breathing tubes. Finally, for the botanists, the adults can be seen feeding on a wide variety of floristics and flower families. The distribution of nemorum is fairly widespread and uniform across the Vice counties of the UK. If this quick fly-through has whetted your appetite, no pun intended, please keep your eye out for the up and coming episode on all about hoverflies and introduction. If you have liked or enjoyed this episode or found it interesting or educational, please like, share and subscribe to help us bring the next in the series. Do please feel free to leave a comment in the description on any material or subject that you would like to see covered. Once again, a big thank you to all our viewers and subscribers for watching the video.